How could I change my mindset and behavior? This is a key thing with a lot of people getting into a new endeavor, especially real estate. This is something that you're dealing with high assets, high expenses, people, money, all these things. And so we have a tendency to get in our own way. So we have to shift the way that we think and create new habits and beliefs and mindset, right? So we're gonna get into it in this episode. So pay attention. I got some key things and I have a special gift for you at the end that you're not gonna wanna miss. First of all, you have to want to change. If you're watching this and you're thinking about getting started in real estate investing, the reality is that you're ready for it. You're looking for a change in your life. You want to take your business to the next level, or just life in general. You're stagnant. So this is actually a perfect spot for you to be. It may be uncomfortable, but now we're going to push through and get to the next level. How do we do that? Got to get out of your comfort zone, okay? So how do we do that? We have to identify what we want. Well, you're here on my real estate page, so we know something financially and maybe a new endeavor is one of them. So let's talk about the vehicle using real estate. So in thinking about it, like with real estate, let's talk about habits first. We have some bad habits maybe, and now we want to integrate some new habits. Habits that have specifically to do with real estate and real estate investing. So habits take how long? Some people say 21 days. Well, it's been scientifically proven it actually takes 66. So we're going to at least stick with this 66 days. We're going to come up with habits for you to change your mindset, okay? So what do? We have to identify first. A lot of people have these ideas and they don't actually write them down. Writing down your goals, your thoughts, your ideas on a daily basis is important. But first, what is it that you want? What is it that real estate could provide for you that you're looking for? So identify those things and get very specific. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to put that down because it seems too outrageous. Put it down. Put everything down, all your goals. You don't have to show it to anybody. This is between you and you, not anybody else. You don't have to share it with me, your spouse, anybody. Although I do actually recommend you doing goal setting with your spouse, okay? But that being said, like this is goals that you want to set for yourself. And in doing so, it allows you to get more clear in what you need to do on a daily basis. So get your goals on paper. Then what we're gonna do is identify what real estate goals and habits you could introduce on a daily basis. For example, what I like to do is I like to write out my morning goals, reiterate what I've written and what my goal for the month or year is. And then I break it down and I do a little bit more journaling that morning. It's not long, maybe 10 minutes, but during the middle of the day, I reiterate what I want and what I'm doing that day. And same thing with the evening, what I did that day to keep myself on course for that goal. You could do the same thing. It's very simple. The second and third journaling doesn't need to take more than 3 to 5 minutes at the most. Just take it, identify it, carve this time out for you and your future, your goals. This is something that's key. It's all a process. You're reprogramming your brain and actually identifying what you want. They often say someone said this to me years ago. Oftentimes people plan their vacations more than they do their financial future. To me, it rang true. Like, think about it. Oh, we're gonna go here. We're gonna do these habits you should be doing that. We're gonna do these things. We're gonna go see this or whatever it might be. But we don't actually sit there and spend that much time mapping out what we want out of life and for our financial future. And by doing so, the power and being precise is so important. It's like getting in a vehicle every single day and not knowing where you're going if you don't know what your goals are. So get them down and start working towards them daily. Write them down daily, not just once, but reiterate the key things and what you need to do on a daily basis and where you're at. And in your goals, speak to it that you already have achieved it. For example, I've flipped this many houses this year, right? I've made this much money flipping each house this year. Whatever it is, get very specific on it. So the more specific you get, the more things you're going to attract. The other thing is we have ideas that sit there and clog up our brain. So getting them out on paper is another good thing of doing journaling. So again, we need to do this for 66 days. So if we're journaling every day, we could also probably introduce a new habit. That new habit as well, we call this habit stacking. Maybe you've heard me talk about it before. So once you have a habit, you could also introduce a new one. There's so many great books that I've talked about on different episodes that you could plug into, or podcasts or YouTube channels like this. So if you're plugging this information in daily, you're getting good information in the brain, which is helping you achieve the goals that you want to achieve. So you want to take that time and invest it. If you're sitting there watching TV or whatever it is that you're doing, some of these bad habits, I'm saying, ask yourself this question. Is what I'm doing right now the highest and best use of my time? Right? I'm not saying sacrifice or cut the time with the family if you're spending time with them, but maybe it's a little after the family's gone to bed and you're sitting there watching Murder, She Wrote. How about let's not watch that. Let's pump something good in our brain about how to maximize the rental property or whatever it might be. So something to do with your goals. That way you go to bed, something fresh on your mind, or maybe during the day. I listen to audiobooks. I used to not listen to audiobooks. I listen to at least a book a week. I love it. It's when I'm in the car by myself, or maybe in my downtime, or even now when I'm working out. I like to check into a book, believe it or not. So you could do the same. These are, again, called habit stacking. I'm changing my mindset by what I put in my brain, right? I'm choosing the information that I'm putting in there. No different than, think about it like this. If you listen to a sad song, you get emotionally charged to that. If you listen to a happy song, you get emotionally charged to it. Same process, two totally different things happen to you. So why not plug good information in the brain to where you are putting yourself in a higher likelihood of success by learning more each and every day. There's a great book called Pound the Stone. And basically, it's about every day just doing the same thing. Like if you hit that stone and it cracks on the 10,000th hit, it's not that hit that did it. It's the consecutive. It's no different than you putting good information in your brain consistently. You need to create new habits. Forget Murder, She Wrote, okay? No more watching that. What you want to do is plug into, I'll joking this aside, I'm just being serious, you guys. Like stuff that's not serving you, that's not going to pay you any money unless you're on Jeopardy answering some sort of show about a question about that. What's the odds of that? Let's take that in control and let's talk about what you can control. If you're putting good information in your brain and you want to become a real estate investor, you should surround yourself with good information about real estate investing into your brain, right? And then that way, when people start talking about it, you understand the topic, the content, the lingo, all of it. You got to submerge yourself into it. You have to become focused and almost obsessed with it. All right. So again, we're changing our mindset, our behaviors by doing this. All these things play a role in doing so. I hope that you guys understand. I'm joking with you guys to try to bring some light humor into it, but it is real. You have to do these things. And if you're used to playing video games, I don't know how much money that is going to make you versus, you know, I know what real estate's done for me. I believe it could do the same for you, but you have to want to do it, and you got to change these things. Once you change them, I don't watch TV anymore. I'm not saying that you can't watch TV. I'm just saying just change the habits. Take in different type of information that's the highest and best use for what you want to accomplish. Hey, so if you're liking this content, I know that you've struggled with something before in your past and you've overcome it. Do me a favor, share on how you created a new habit below, and doing so, how it changed your behavior. So another area is obviously you want to change your mindset and behavior. It's who you hang out with. You are who you hang out with. No matter if that resonates with you, it sounds good, or you're cringe, you may want to take a look at that if you're cringing, all right? You are who you hang out with. Unfortunately, there's a lot of truth behind it. So one way to get out of that comfort zone, if you're interested in real estate, make sure you're networking. Go to workshops. Go to different types of meetups, the REIA meetups, reia.org. There's events in your area. Start networking. The biggest, most difficult thing, I think, to begin with is getting out of our comfort zones. This is all fine and dandy. You're sitting behind a computer or your phone right now watching this, but you got to take some action. Go into a meetup It may be scary, but let me just tell you, you're not going to be the only new person there. And guess what? Everybody there, they were new at one point too. So it doesn't really matter. So go to one of these. They cost $5 to $25. You're going to get a wealth of information. You're going to meet a ton of kick-ass people. So go. The biggest thing is that you do this consecutive, and you got to create the habit, and you got to do it daily. 66 days is the key. I can't tell you how many people that I've met with that do this for maybe a couple weeks and they go, you know what? I tried it. It didn't work. I didn't make it as a real estate investor. Wow. If you would have tried your profession, like I see people that are into fitness and do training, and I say, if you went to the gym and you didn't get the results, like you were not ready to compete within 2 weeks, would you quit? Of course not. That sounds ridiculous. This is something that you integrate into your lifestyle. I don't care if it took you a year to get a deal. I promise you, after you get a deal, you're going to get another. And guess what? You're going to get another and another. Stick with it. Show that grit. Show that tenacity. Change your mindset. Change your behavior. Change your beliefs. Get started today. Let's get serious about your future. I'm here and I want to help you sincerely. So what we're going to have for you is, if you click on the link below, I'm going to get you with a mindset coach that you could share and kind of get your goals on track. And let's see if we can't get you going even faster than what you initially anticipated. We'll identify your goals and help you make dreams happen. Let's get serious. Let's make them happen.